Bluffo?
Yes.
Eby?
Yes.
Gooding?
Yes.
Hinterman?
Yes.
Yearman?
Yes. Okay, thank you all. Okay, vice chair, nominations for vice chair this year.
Nominate Brian Bates.
Second.
Any other
Was that you, Scott?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Any
Frog in
other
my throat, didn't call it.
That's okay.
acceptance there?
I accept.
Any other nominations for vice chair? Okay, roll call, Monica, please.
Sure. Bluffo?
Yes.
Neal?
Yes.
Gooding?
Yes.
Hinterman?
Yes.
Persick?
Yep.
Yearman?
Yes.
And Bates?
Yes.
Sorry, Eby.
Yep.
Sorry. I caught you at the beginning and not at the end.
Okay.
Secretary.
Secretary nominations for secretary.
Nominate Jennifer Neal.
Second. Any other nominations for secretary? Okay, we'll close that. Jennifer,
I accept.
thank you. Monica, please.
Hinterman?
Yes.
Gooding?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Eby?
Yes.
Persick?
Yes.
Bluffo?
Yes.
Yearman?
Yes.
Neal?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Okay. That out of the way. Approval of minutes of December 4th, 2025. Any additions, deletions, corrections? We have a lot of reading there. I didn't see anything good to me.
I'll make a motion for approval of minutes.
Second.
Scott and Julie, correct? Julie.
Yep.
Okay, any additions or any discussion on the motion? All those in favor of the minutes as approved, signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay, this time we'll move into our cases.
All right, our first case has been withdrawn by the applicant, so if there is anything to come forward on that, it would have to be submitted and re-advertised. The second case, Robert Morales for Morales Management LLC rezoning, PREZN 25-01. The applicant has requested postponement. It would be postponed until the February 5th, 2026 meeting. And I did reach out to the applicant, and they do plan to move forward at the February meeting with their request.
All right. Thank you. And I didn't mean that, Tammy or Laura, I didn't know who was doing stuff, so didn't mean to eliminate you there.
The next case, the applicant is not able to be here in person. Hi, Michael, it's Tammy. Hello? Anyway, I'm sorry, the applicant is not able to be here in person, he is ill, but he asked to have us call him. It's Betsy and Michael Tydek, PSUP 25009, special use permit and site plan review for a cemetery on vacant land south of Island View Road and west of Gully Road, section 17, Redmond Township. Hi, Michael. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, good. I have you on speaker at our planning commission, and we are starting your case now. So this is a vacant parcel on the south side of Island View Road and on the west side of Gully Road. And the applicant is proposing to access a cemetery for private burial for 2 people on this 65-acre parcel zone FF2 Farm and Forest. They do incidentally own these other 2 parcels adjacent to this larger parcel. There is a conservation easement on this parcel as well. It is fully wooded with hardwoods and a mixture of hardwoods and softwoods. Here's the topography. You can see there's some elevation changes on the property, but essentially they are establishing a 1-acre portion of the property to be used for the cemetery use. It does meet the setbacks of our zoning ordinance for a cemetery that are listed in the supplemental regulations. Health Department has reviewed this, and, they have some stipulations that have to be met, including a survey that has to be provided. And, our ordinance does require that the cemetery itself be identified, and the applicant has indicated that they would put corner stakes on the property and, have those marked. There would be, access via a walking trail to get to the cemetery area itself. This was the sketch that was provided by the applicant, showing just under 1 acre that would be utilized, and they would use the far westerly portion of that 1 acre for their cemetery, their burial areas. The draft of facts, so these would be facts that you would want to identify if in motion, if you get to that point. The applicant proposes to establish this cemetery for private family burial on a 1 acre portion of land that's vacant in Redmond Township, 65 acres total, zone FF2. The property is primarily wooded and under conservation easement with Little Traverse Conservancy, and we did receive an email from Little Traverse Conservancy indicating that they do not have an issue with this proposed use. I identified the location, Health Department reviewed, Road Commission also reviewed, and they would need an accessibility approval from the Road Commission. And Redmond Township Planning Commission did recommend approval, and that was on your desks, that was the top item on your desk this evening. The process is to review it per the standards of the zoning ordinance, Article 8, Article 20, 21, 22, and Article 26, the supplemental regulations of Section 26.25. And each of those standards is listed here. All laws, ordinances, rules, and regulations established by federal, state, and local governing bodies have been complied with. We do have the health department standards that have been met. On my notes, I indicated that perhaps you would want to indicate, if you get to a motion, that, all, federal, state, and local standards would have to be met. Cemetery boundaries would be clearly identified. The applicant has proposed stakes in the ground with identifying markers, and then the perimeter, setbacks of the cemetery are met based on the plot plan that the applicant approved that we prepared for them. So this was the plot plan that was provided by the applicant, and this is a special use, so it does have to have public hearing. We have not received any written comments or any public comments at this time. Did you have anything that you wanted to add, Michael?
You've laid it out just the way we want it, just the way we had proposed. We would have all of the health department requirements and the survey. Everything would be done except that I had to come down for emergency heart surgery, son living in Ann Arbor and close to the doctor until the end of the month. But as soon as I get back in February, the person who did the survey has assured me that they would be part of their cost would be to take it to the county clerk's office and record it, on the deed.
Oh, thank you.
Chairman says thank you.
You're welcome.
And get well. Okay. Okay, excuse me. Any questions for staff before we go to the audience? Okay, this time we'll open the public hearing portion for comments here. I think most of you have been here before. All the guidelines are on the back. Please give Monica your name and address for the records, please. And we'll go from there. So, anyone like to speak on this case this evening? Anybody on this case this evening? Okay, thank you. We're back to the board level. Any discussion or we got anything on this case this evening? Good? I'm good with it.
Just a little bit of a procedural change. We would ask that you review the findings of fact and then approve or, accept or reject or amend the findings of fact, and then proceed with, review of the motion.
Okay.
Would that approval, rejection, or amendment of the finding of facts be a vote, or just one individual states?
It could be part of a motion if you wanted to include it.
proceed, so, one by one then, is that what you're asking for?
You could do a combined motion with that, or you could, separate it out, it's your choice.
Okay. And then there was a note in the evaluation about parking, but it seems like if it meets the road commission standards of accessibility approval, that would cover that.
It would, and they have options too, they could park at the home and walk the path there. There were areas where you could pull off Gully Road, which is a seasonal road, so at this point, this time of year, you wouldn't be able to get to it anyway.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, I mean, they could park at the home, but if they are in the ground, somebody visiting them might not live in that home.
Right, so that's part of the reason that they have to have the, survey, because
Yeah.
they have to, the state laws require that they, provide access and perpetuity.
Yeah. So I think as long as there's enough room on the side, yeah, I think I just included the accessibility approval from the road commission, should leave that covered and then it's marked.
He's gonna have the survey, he stated in his facts.
And then just the suggestion would be that all state of Michigan standards be met, there are several state standards.
Did you put state and federal, did you, just state?
I don't believe there's any federal standards.
'Cause I jotted that down, state standards, I didn't know federal.
I'm prepared to make a motion.
Okay? Go ahead, Brian.
I make a motion to approve case PSUP 25-009 Betsy Pollock and Michael T. Deck to create a cemetery at their vacant land located within section 17 of Redmond Township. Tax parcel 241208172000003 as shown on the site plan dated 11/26/2025. Because the standards of Articles 8, 20, 21, 22, and Section 26.25 have been met based on the facts presented in this case within the zoning evaluation dated 12/15/2025 and public hearing of 1/8/2026. And because Redmond Township recommended approval and that we accept the finding of facts as accurate, that health department standards must be met, road commission standards must be met, including accessibility approval, that the applicant provide a survey to the planning and zoning department when completed and mark the corners with stakes, and that the site meet all state of Michigan standards.
I'd second that.
Discussion on the motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Chip.
I was wondering if it even would be considered a cemetery legally, since only two people wish to be buried there and they own the property.
Do you have a different definition of cemetery?
Well, I would think a cemetery would be much larger than just two people that own the property.
Prior.
Well,
But I'm in favor of the motion to approve.
I think cemetery is defined in the zoning ordinance. I didn't catch anything saying it had to have more than two.
I didn't need numbers either.
No, and that's the intent, but there could be more in the future.
Yeah, like, if, my understanding with something like this is, we're not approving the use for two individuals. We're approving the use for a 1 acre site to be used as a private cemetery. If their offspring or next of kin or relatives choose to be buried there as well, it could grow. That's accurate, right?
That is accurate, and our ordinance doesn't have a number in the definition of cemetery, which is defined in the zoning ordinance.
In this moment in time, it seems like two people, but I think of going to Ireland and visiting old family cemeteries there, and some of those stones are a couple hundred years apart, but somebody somewhere set the cemetery up first and it just got added to over time.
Okay. Good then, Chuck?
Yeah, I'm in favor of the motion.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Well, just one
Go ahead,
comment. The cemetery is okay for whole body burials. I mean, if someone would want to be cremated, the crematorium is the final destination, so we can do anything, and you could have your own cemetery without permission, if it's cremation.
Yeah, it's the presence of a body that maintains the access in perpetuity, as I understand it. Yeah.
I mean, I have a cremation under the lilac bush for my sister's cat.
Sure.
And there's no regulation.
But if it was the cat's whole
It's got-
body.
It's got the tombstone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, as a kid, my grandparents had bought a property that a family generations ago put a cemetery on. And we would play at their property, but we always had to stay away from the section that was reserved in perpetuity for a previous landowner, you know, generations before. It's a spooky spot, but it's, you know, as a kid it was anyways.
Okay, Monica, roll call please.
Sure. Lapham,
Yes.
Persick,
Yes.
Steele,
Yes.
Eden,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Gooding,
Yes.
Interman,
Yes.
Bierman.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, fine now.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for including him.
We talked to him, told him we wish him well, planning commission. Okay, site plan review?
Yes, I think, well, we do have a public comment first.
Okay, yes. May I have any public comment this evening on anything this time? Public comment? Okay. So I wrote it down, but. Okay, at this time, the other business, we're gonna switch 2 for 1, is that right? So we can
Yes.
do that, Paulson.
Yes, Pelston Schools, trap range, so I had received an application for a trap range at Pelston Schools, or not at the school property, but on property owned by the school. The site is located on the south side of East Robinson Road. It's 160 acres shown here. The west boundary is the village of Pelston. And, I asked Kathleen Blust is the instructor, and she was the applicant. I asked her to come and just kind of explain what they're doing there at the school. I already did issue, the zoning permit for this because it was administrative. It's a permitted use by right in the zoning district. The township had reviewed it and it indicated they didn't have any issues. The fire chief has reviewed it, he said he would like to make sure that there's communication there so that if there's an emergency, they can communicate and that they shoot away from the houses. And then, the planning commissioners that we have, also reviewed it and made some suggestions, including posting the, exterior of the property so that people know that there may be shooting going on there. Making sure that the, vehicles are separated from the shooting, individuals so that, you know, people couldn't drive right into the people standing there shooting, and maybe vice versa. And then that the driveway, had to be permitted by the road commission so that an address could be assigned to this location so that 911 would be able to find it if they needed to get to that site. So Kathleen is here and I asked her to just, you know, explain what they're planning to do there, just for informational purposes.
Good evening, everybody. You need my name and address, is that right? Or-
I got your name.
Oh, okay, perfect. My name's Kathleen Blust. I'm the head coach for the Pulse and Clay Target team. We've been around since 2021. This was what I started when I was a teacher there in Pelston. We currently shoot out at Emmet County Clay Sports now. Club's been great. The issue we're running into is kids are having problems getting to the range after school. It's 18 miles away from the school. I can't hop in a school bus and put guns on the bus. So, you know, the kids are limited on being a participant because of the distance. So I've been talking with our school board, our superintendent, and he's like, you know, we've got this 100 and some odd acres. He said, could we put a range on it? And I was like, I don't know, can we? So started working with Tammy. And, you know, come to find out with the conditions and things like that, it is possible in that area. And so our goal is to try and have just a skeet and trap range there, because that's what we start most of our kids on is trap. They can advance into skeet, and that's what the majority of them do. If I have kids that are more advanced that want to do sporting clays or 5-stand, we would still utilize Emmet Clay Sports, because the property here just does not have the capability for those two disciplines. So working with, you know, some local contractors, things like that, to make sure we follow all of the Michigan Department of Natural Resources regulations for shooting ranges, having your shooting berms, your clear areas, so you don't have strays, you know, when you're shooting. You know, trying to be environmentally friendly to the area, only clearing what we need for the field, keeping the rest up for, you know, sound reduction and things like that, and obviously shooting away from homes. And so the proposed plan there is the range would be facing south, which is completely forested around in that direction. So I don't know if anybody has any questions while I'm here, but that's kind of our plan is to try and make it more accessible to kids. Because me as the coach, I can house their gun so it's not on school property, and they could essentially, you know, get a ride from a classmate, or they could walk over to the range for practice if they needed to. So,
You said they could walk
yes. Yep, the school's not that far.
along Robinson?
And there's kids that do it.
Oh, I meant as opposed to approaching from the back.
Oh, so the back's completely forested in, like we
Right,
don't
right,
have
right.
access to that, so,
Got it.
yeah.
How many kids?
We average between 10 to 15, depends on, you know, how many seniors you graduate off. I was at 14 last year and I had 4 graduate, so we've gained 2 more kids though. So we are able to have kids that participate 6th through 12th grade. So, it's full middle school, high school, so it's awesome when I can grab them when they're young and take them all the way up through it,
And
so.
you did very well and you went to states or something?
Yeah, so the last 3 years we've gone to states and nationals with at least 2 kids. So states this past year we had 8 go, and 4 of the 8 were ranked in the top 100. And then at nationals, we had 2 this past year go. And actually in our fall season, I had a freshman that was ranked number 1 in the state. So which is phenomenal.
Thanks for taking this on.
Yeah, it's my passion, so I love doing it.
Good,
So
good, that's awesome.
yeah, yep.
Do you have a sense how many schools statewide have a?
In the state of Michigan, I think there's like 400 teams. Ironically, they all come from this area. Our nearest team is Roscommon or Glen Lake or Escanaba right now. We're the only ones at the tip in northern Lower Michigan. So I'm trying to work with other schools. Harbor Springs has approached me in the lakes, and I'm like, I will help you start a team. Like, you just need somebody who can coach. And
Could they use this facility?
they could if the
Yeah.
school approved it. So, and we would never open this range to the public by any means. It would be for team use only.
Yeah.
And you know, by doing this, it also enables us maybe to host, you know, friendly competitions with local teams. So, because then they're not all the way out at Emmet County, which is a haul, an extra 18 miles from civilization, essentially.
If other schools were interested, contact you or the athletic director.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, Kurt Grandgood, he has my information. But yeah, if you know of anybody, I'll gladly help them get it started. So,
That's
Yep.
awesome.
I think it's really cool.
yeah.
Really
Not,
cool.
not only for the sport of what it can bring, but gun safety and all that.
Correct.
It's awesome.
Especially with the new legislation that was just passed for hunter safety being put back in schools. I was talking to the House and School Board. I said, you know, you guys could use this for live fire. Like, you know, most schools don't have access to that. You could do live fire demonstrations with your hunter safety if you choose to put it back in your curriculum. And I'm a certified hunter safety instructor too, so I'm like, I can help you out doing that. So, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me here tonight. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in too.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Thanks for working with kids.
Yeah. Thank you.
The other site plans that we approved administratively, Carp Lake Fire Hall is planning to replace their existing fire hall with a new one. And I think they're planning then to remove the one that they have there on their site on Gill Road, right next to the township hall. So that's been approved administratively. I think you maybe have seen this before. And then, just this week, we approved, the second accessory building for Boyd Construction at 2022 Harbor Petoskey Road. So back, I think in September, they came in just for one of the two buildings. They had the other one on their site plan, but they said, no, we're only going with one, and now they're planning the second one. So the approved site plan does also have snow storage shown on it as well. But this first one's nearly completed, it's under construction, and the second one has not been approved administratively. Oh. The highlighted one.
That was nice.
All good.
Okay, so,
Master plan.
master plan.
Wanna talk about it now or after?
Yeah, let's do the text amendment first.
Okay.
So last month, we had, some members of the public provide us with, a request, two-part request. One was to seek legal counsel on, moratorium, is how they requested it. And then also to, review the standards of the zoning ordinance relative to commercial storage facilities. So, we started the process the very next day. We reached out to legal counsel and asked for a moratorium based on the information that was provided to us by Nate Hall and Jackie Hall, and then the people, other people that had sent in requests. And since then, we have received what our legal counsel is calling a resolution deferring reviews and decisions regarding commercial storage uses pending completion of zoning ordinance review and amendment process. He indicated that this is something that the Board of Commissioners would have to consider. The Board of Commissioners often takes their recommendations from the Planning Commission, so we felt that it was in the best interest of the county to take this through the typical process, have the Planning Commission review it and discuss it, and then if they would like the Board of Commissioners to take up this, to make that recommendation. Also, I just wanted to bring to your attention that last month before, we had the motions, Scott, I think it was you who asked, do we have anything pending?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, we did provide you with the email that we had received in July of 2025, from U-Haul when they had their proposal before the Planning Commission. And they withdrew that request. It did indicate that they were planning to seek, review from Eagle and from MDOT, and it could take as long as 4 months. We did receive a notice yesterday from Eagle that they have applied for, an Eagle permit, and there is a 20-day public review process that's in place right now, so, that would happen until January 27th. So at this point in time, we do not have an active application for any storage facilities, but I did want to bring that to your attention just in case you needed that information. But I thought it was worth mentioning since that question did come up. Sure. So then, some of the information that we had received was relative to Delta Township zoning ordinance. So I contacted the Delta Township zoning administrator and said, what process did you go through to amend your ordinance? And they simply changed basically their land use matrix and removed storage facilities from the commercial zones and just allowed them in industrial zones. And I think Jackie was the one at the last Board of Commissioners meeting, who indicated that they found their reasons were that the uses were non-productive in the commercial zones, and they should be kept in the industrial zones. So Laura did some research on the information that was provided. We reviewed other zoning ordinances as well. We put together our current zoning ordinance standards, some proposals just for discussion. This isn't something that we're actually recommending, but we thought at least it would start discussion. And then some proposed possible changes to the land use matrix, and then maybe some proposed changes to the supplemental regulations. And again, those are meant for discussion. I think it's really probably a two-part discussion. The first thing is, I think you should decide whether or not you want to recommend this resolution to the Board of Commissioners. And then secondly, do you want to proceed with the direction that we're suggesting, or do some more study. What is your pleasure? And Laura, I don't know if you had anything to add to that?
No, I think that covers it. I think, you know, as Tammy said, the first thing to consider is, do we wanna put a pause on these types of reviews? Because we hadn't heard from, legal counsel when we were putting together this research and comparing definitions and, taking a look at how this could go forward. With a possible resolution that would give us potentially a year to really do a more thorough review. If that's the direction we wanna go, that kind of changes the type of discussion that we would have based on what we would put in front of you. So I think it would be helpful to get, you know, the thoughts and feelings of the planning commission on that resolution, and then decide from there, what our discussion looks like on what the memo includes.
Yeah.
One more thing, sorry, before you go to that. We also did receive a letter, that's on your desk this evening from, Dave McBride, owner of Northland Self Storage, and I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that it's on your desk this evening, supporting the, pause for 1 year.
If I may, I just wanna sort of restate what's happening here. This resolution proposal was drafted by legal counsel
Correct,
subsequent to this other information.
that is right.
And,
Well, we provided all of the information to legal counsel, but this
Sorry.
memo was written before we
Right.
received, yes.
Correct, yeah.
this came today, this we had already.
Well, no, this you received on December 30th via
Right.
email,
Okay.
and then on your desk, the hard copy tonight.
So, just to make sure I'm restating this for absolute clarity, the proposal of a moratorium is to allow for a review of the ordinance,
Correct.
not to stymie business or develop, it's, the pause is to allow us to review, not to pause all development.
Not
Yeah.
indefinitely, for
Right.
sure, right, yes. So the fact that we've already instituted a review of the ordinance.
Right.
And that process got started, as you know, it was in the packets. We took, you know, the direction of the planning commission and went forward in both directions. So this review is underway. What this pause allows is, rather than, you know, taking, rushing through, it gives you the opportunity to take a breath, no more than a year, but to make sure that we are reviewing. It could be quicker, this process, but as you know, this is an amendment.
Takes time.
So it takes time. We get input from the other townships. It has to go for public hearing, and then it has to go to the board of commissioners too for final decision. So it takes a little bit of time. So yeah, this is not to obviously not to stymie anything, and I think you probably, you know, having time to review this proposed resolution, it's very comprehensive. It lays out, you know, the rationale and the reasoning, why this needs to be done, and it also provides for, if anyone believes they're an aggrieved party, what their process would be. So, you know, excellent, in my opinion, a very well written and comprehensive resolution. So, having read this, you should have a good understanding of what the purpose is, what the intent is, what the time limit is, and what, you know, the ultimate goal would be, is to have time to really go through our ordinance and make sure that we're not rushing anything.
I would agree to that, it kind of gives us time to look at
And there are some,
information.
you know, if you are considering this, there are some blanks that you would want to fill in, like,
Yeah.
how much time do you think that it will take? And what information would you like to have reviewed and brought back to you, while you're deciding what to do next with this own ordinance?
I think this is pretty prudent to do it this way. Sorry. I think it's pretty prudent to do it this way. It kind of slows us down. We're not in a hurry. We won't make as many mistakes. I think that it would be more transparent, or have the ability to be more transparent. I would support doing this.
So the blanks, if we were to support doing it, the blanks we need to fill in would be obviously the motion, if we make a motion, well, hang on, no. This is gonna go to the county board.
That's the
I
county.
think the county fills the blanks in, don't they?
Right, but I think
Should we
that it would,
recommend the timeline?
yes.
Yeah.
On page three,
Page three, yeah,
the first
second.
now, therefore, be, it is hereby resolved, there's a blank, until a date in 2026, and that would have to be filled in by the board. But I think it would be helpful if you provided them with guidance on how long you think it would take to review. I would say no less than 6 months, probably 8 months would be,
Yeah, cause we would need to review, discuss, then draft, then put out
Township.
feedback, 2 months of that, then final. So maybe like Q4, like go get
October-ish.
9 months.
October, November.
I mean, and this is, again, this end date would be the end date of the so-called moratorium or deferral. So it could be,
and it could be amended if we get to that point and, nothing has happened, or if we find that in 3 months we have a draft that we're happy with and it's done in 5 or 6 months,
it can
then
be
this could be
rescinded.
rescinded.
Okay. Does Halloween feel adequate?
October 31st.
Yeah. I mean, that's 3/4, not counting January, which we're not really getting, so it's like 9 full months.
So you may say it's first part of November, but.
Yeah, you could say like November 14th or something, because we would meet in November, but the board is the one who would finalize
Yeah.
ordinance amendments.
First of the month.
We meet Thursday.
Do you want something dated like 31st of October or 1st of November? I kinda liked October 31st because it sounds sooner. November sounds,
I don't think it really matters. Okay. I don't think it matters to Chuck.
I think it should be wrapped up by the first of next year, January 1st, 2027, for sure.
okay. I guess there's no harm in doing that. It could be end of the year, and if we finish early, we could rescind it.
Right.
That seems fine. I don't think those 2 months are gonna be a deal breaker.
We just don't wanna look like we're dragging it out in case somebody's saying,
Correct.
you know, I wanna invest my money here.
Yep.
We don't wanna look like we're intentionally not doing that also, but, you know, I think it's no more than a year. We make a suggestion, December 10th, that gives you everything, or whatever date you make, and then ultimately the board's gonna, the county commissioner's gonna make the final decision on it.
That's right.
Just a couple of things. So what does happen to a potential applicant if they approach the county? Like, would you just, kind of tell them to turn around and come back later, or do you accept something and hold it,
I
or?
don't think we would accept anything. I think we would say that we're in a deferral until whatever date, and then, at that time, they would be welcome to come back and apply. Or they would have the option to go through the, process that's laid out with the board of commissioners and request a hearing.
Some sort of expedited review, or?
It would still have to follow the ordinance standards
think it
for
was
review, yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
it would basically override the deferral.
Okay, okay. And then I just wanted to make a comment about, the public comment that was received by Mr. McBride, in terms of mentioning the master plan, the planning efforts for the county that we're undergoing right now. And just kind of restating that I agree, I'm okay with the date that is being discussed, but that wouldn't be related to the master plan. Like, we wouldn't have this ready with the master plan wouldn't be ready when this is ready.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, they're kind of saying, you know, do discuss this as part of the master plan, but I don't
Not
see
really.
that this would go on with the master plan. As long as the master plan is open, we would be doing this. So I don't think that should happen, I think.
Yeah, I think master plan would be discussing where certain zoning districts could land. This is discussing
Could potentially
maybe what's
change.
allowed in each zoning district. Yeah, so to speak.
So just to clarify with the public that if, you know, the master plan in this process would be different and they wouldn't necessarily follow the same timeline.
But this, so thank you, Jennifer, for clarifying that. The other thing I wanna make sure to be clear on is this resolution in the now therefore it is hereby resolved on page 3. It's talking about, the whole thing's talking about the issue of commercial storage land uses, which as defined, which there's no current definition for. So a proposal could come before us in 2 months for a mini storage facility like we have many of, and that would not be affected by this.
I would think any commercial storage use would be affected by this.
We
Including
don't
a-
have a definition for commercial storage building, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah,
Okay, but we have commercial, there are a lot of commercial storage
Commercial storage.
uses, it's a broader umbrella kind of term of,
I mean, you could
Storage
suggest
uses.
that they include, or exclude certain current definitions. If you look at the memo that was drafted, we have accessory buildings, which could be accessory to a residence or commercial use. We have a garage attached, which that would typically be
Yep.
residential. We have, mini storage, we have warehouse, we have storage area, and we have outdoor storage. So you could specify any of those, or just keep it broad as commercial storage uses.
I think we paid legal counsel to make this resolution, right?
I guess I just, yeah, I wouldn't wanna inadvertently, put a moratorium on a current use by right of storage.
I don't think that's really doing it.
Well, I think,
Are you talking like a whole home? I guess I'm confused.
No, I'm talking like all the other
Oh,
mini
all the
storage we
other-
have now, like,
you mean any that are already permitted or approved?
or that match the character of what we already have.
that'll all fall in the
I don't
same.
think, yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
you can separate them out
Can't
like
say,
that.
yeah.
I don't follow.
My understanding of the genesis of this is that the single story storage land use, of which we have, according to Mr. McBride, the most in the state. Right. Is that does not appear to be the issue that brought this forward. It was the prospect of a multi-story.
Well, I think that was part of the issue is the multi-story big units, but it's also the use of that commercial B2, which really the intent of it, and the way I read it is, that's where we wanna have businesses that are bringing customers in, you know, your doctors, and when we only have so much of that. So if we're allowing more and more even these mini storages in there, we're taking away those kind of things. So this moratorium would give us time to kind of separate those issues out. It's not, to me, I don't think it's just the, although I think it's a big part of it, the multi-level, the big, probably should be in the industrial part. But that business commercial zoning that we're talking about right now, that historically has had the mini storage units in it, that's what we kind of want to stop. And I would think the intent of it is to get it out of that zoning so we can bring the small businesses in that are actually attracting customers, you know, on a day-to-day traffic. That's what I think is the other second part.
I mean, I think if you're concerned about that, then maybe you make the timeline shorter. I mean, if feels very targeted to say, we will allow what we have already approved
Allowed,
in our
right,
county, but not something new that's being proposed.
right.
I think it needs to be, and the discussion was, the zoning ordinance definitions are out of date.
Yep.
So, you know, it's more than just,
They're wrapped it all together.
yeah.
I just think that if we do that, then it makes it look more like we're against that big company.
I hear that 100%, and I don't want the appearance of that.
Right.
I also don't think I've gone a year on this board where there hasn't been a storage use application. So there's a part of me that feels like if we pause all of it for 12 months, there's not an active case, but there could be somebody very similar. Yeah, right.
Well,
Mr.
Right,
Chairman?
I think it's
somebody's
a
gonna take a
fair,
hit. You know, I think that's, I'm not arguing with you, and I understand that, and I respect your opinion, but in one sentence, we're saying, we need to take time and slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
And in the other sentence, we're saying, well, let's hurry up because we wanna do what we've always been doing. Because somebody else wants to do that.
I think it's more just, it's reasonable to recognize that we're gonna get that, under normal circumstances,
Yeah.
within a year, we would get one or more applications. I think that's all we're recognizing is
Well,
that,
I agree that
that-
we're going to.
and for my opinion would be to do all commercial, any storage use
Yeah.
other than personal property.
Laws.
But recognizing that there are potential applicants out there that will be impacted by this.
Oh, I agree, I just think that if we're gonna do it for the whole intention of the reason we're doing that. I'm afraid that if we say, well, this guy, he's been wanting to do this, so we'll go ahead and let him do it because we've done it before. I mean, we're basically saying we're holding ourselves to a past sentence.
Shuts yourself off. Lauren, did you have something?
Thank you. I just, I guess I want to just point out that in the analysis that we provided, one thing that came to light as we reviewed the other ordinances, the examples that we were provided, and then just some other research that we did, that the other ordinances that we looked at that treated the multi-story differently actually were more permissive to them, not more restrictive.
Yeah.
So, just want to make sure that you caught that treating them differently and allowing, different areas for that. If we go by the examples that we were looking at, we would allow the multi-story on smaller lots, in proximity to residential land uses, that sort of thing. So I think this discussion that you had was great, but I think what it really shows is that we need more discussion about what the goal really is, what the concerns are for community development and public safety when it comes to these different types of uses. So I think I think it's really highlighting the idea that having this pause will help us really, help the planning commission kind of come together and understand what the goals are and the concerns. And I agree with you, Brett, that the overall review of commercial storage uses is really what needs to happen. Yeah, and it's not just one, and if it is, then that's concerning. So, yeah, need time to look at all of it. I would also just like to add that while I agree that having a full year and getting us wrapped up by the end of the year is the most allowable, I guess, of what was proposed, I think that it would certainly be the intent to take this very deliberately and seriously and move it along as quickly as is reasonable, and coming at it from a standpoint of looking at, like you started to say, how many months it takes to do these different reviews and putting forward more of a date certain than just, we'll get it done by the end of the year. I think that would also be appreciated by the Board of Commissioners and would be looked upon very favorably by our legal counsel if you provided that kind of guidance with a realistic time frame. Board of Commissioners could do something different, they could change it to the end of the year, but I think they would be appreciative of the guidance by the Planning Commission, giving a realistic look at how long you expect it should take to undertake this.
I appreciate all of that. I agree. If, in the same way that we could rescind it if we finish early, if we don't finish early, this would expire, and there would just be some period of overlapping action, correct? Where we're not fully buttoned up on the new text, but an application could come in. Is that accurate?
Or they could extend
Or they
it.
could extend it.
The board.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it looks
Stick with
like
that
things are,
October.
maybe think,
So
you
maybe
get a
it's-
curveball or it's
think
taking
October.
longer, yeah,
So
then you
we
could extend.
suggest October, the county commission does October, but then if we needed a full year, we could redo that.
Or we could, or I'm
We
saying
could
you could
shorten it
do,
up.
yeah, we could do Labor Day. I mean, you got February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 7. September 1st.
First of October, or first of September.
I think 1st of September.
September 1.
Because then if somebody were to come with the project, there'd be the promise of resolution and they'd still be able to get footings in the ground before the end of the year.
Okay.
That doesn't feel too burdensome for staff, for 9/1.
So
I
you've done a
think-
lot already.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we would move forward very deliberately with purpose to, bring you what you want and,
Okay.
keep it moving.
Get it to other towns at a good time before the busyness comes too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Summertime.
Alright, well, if it was 9/1, that feels like a good,
That's page 3 there.
yeah, page 3 on that second full paragraph. The rest of it, I think, would be filled in by the county board as I read it.
Yes, I agree.
Sound good, John?
Yeah, I'm good with the short.
Yeah.
And 2.
Question maybe, has Emmet County ever put a pause on
No.
a particular segment before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Could be
Our
exciting.
legal counsel has experience in this area, and this was the recommendation.
Okay. That's good to know.
And our legal counsel does attend board of commissioners meetings, so if questions come up there,
Okay, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
So we need a motion to send this to the Board of Commissioners.
You got
Date we
concerns
put
about
in.
pause?
What?
You have concerns?
Anytime you do something new or for the first time, there's potential for precedents being set. And there's potential for some aspect or some factor to get missed. And for some opportunistic actor to potentially, this is a terrible word to use, but weaponize the new thing or something. I just, maybe a little
That's my biggest,
piggybacking on some.
Scott, that's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
I know many of the individuals advocating for this and trust them completely.
Yeah.
That is not my concern.
Yeah.
My concern is any subsequent industry that doesn't like what's happening requests a resolution for their thing.
Right.
That is the bigger concern of
Yeah.
mine. I believe Mr. McBride when he says he's not concerned about competition.
Yeah.
It's been, this has not been brought to us by one business owner. It's been a whole collection who would theoretically be in competition with one another. So that to me passes the sniff test. I have no concerns about that. My concern is with less pure intentions,
Yeah.
a similar request could be drafted for a variety of uses in the ordinance. And I don't want to be, yeah, sure, we approve this one, they're solid folks, but this one, no way, this one, yes. That to me is the biggest risk of this.
That was going through my mind as well. the other part that was going through my mind is there any harm, and I think you guys already touched on this a little bit, but is there any harm that could potentially happen to current existing businesses by putting a pause on? Like if a current business wants to, you know,
Absolutely.
expand another
Yeah.
little whatever, or build another something, or
For sure.
does this potentially negatively affect current businesses as well?
That's my other concern. I'm a
Right.
big property rights guy, and if it says in the ordinance that's use by right, that's your use by right. I mean, and we're saying, well, it's not right now.
Yeah,
Talk to us in the future.
I just,
Now, the risk, so just, I mean, I've been sitting with this, the risk or the counter to not doing the resolution is that, like with all other text amendments, we just forge ahead, as we've done, without pausing any of those uses. But there's a chance for a case to come in
right,
in the middle of that process.
right.
And
And
we redid the entire PUD section and did not pause PUDs.
Right.
Um,
And that aspect of discussion came up in a couple of those cases.
Certainly, yeah. So
Yeah,
the concern of mine is not the parties involved or this particular thing, but that for all the text amendment revisions I've ever been a part of, we've never hit pause to achieve those.
If you're worried about that kind of precedence, doesn't that kind of speak to the integrity of the board?
Say more.
Well, you're worried that this sets a precedence for us to do it for other industries for nefarious reasons, right? Well, we're here as a board to make sure that we're not doing that for nefarious reasons. We should not be worried about a precedent set for that reason.
Yes, so the future of bad actors is not a reason to penalize the good situation, like this.
We will have bad actors come to every board that we have. It's what the elected,
That's the point of the
integrity
board.
of the integrity of the elected people on the board is what we gotta be concerned about at that point.
that's true.
It's fair.
And if, in this instance, the planning commission is a recommending body, and it's a recommending body with the zoning ordinance amendment as well, so.
And it's not like we're not going, I would have real caution on this if we didn't have other precedents set in the state and having legal counsel who's been familiar with doing this and put out a pretty darn good, resolution. That's where my concern would be. But as far as worrying about the bad actors, that I would worry about at that point would be the ones who are actually sitting on the board.
Okay. Then I'm good with as written on September 1st, 2026. And if, I'm good with that. If that should be a motion, I'm happy to make it.
It should be.
It should be. Yeah, there's discussion. Okay. Support.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a motion.
I think,
It needs
I
to be
think
a
I would,
motion.
yeah, I think I would formalize that. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I think I should probably give you a little more than that.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, so I would make a motion to approve the draft resolution deferring reviews and decisions regarding commercial storage uses pending completion of zoning ordinance review and amendment process, as discussed at the January 8th, 2026 meeting of the Emmet County Board of Planning Commissioners, with a recommendation to the County Board of Commissioners that the deferral last until September 1st, 2026.
I would second that.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just, I think I heard a motion to approve the resolution, when I think what you wanna do is recommend the resolution for
Okay.
approval to the Board of Commissioners.
Yeah, so I said to approve the draft resolution, but I can make a motion to recommend the approval of the resolution. That's fine, thank you.
Oh, I second.
Good.
Yeah, okay.
Still good, you're good.
I'm still working through my mind.
You're all right.
So,
Discussion? Roll call, Monica, please.
Sure. Neil?
Yes.
Yearman?
Yes.
Lovbaum?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Edie?
No.
Herzig?
Yes.
Hinterman?
Yes.
Gooding?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
I just wanted to ask too, so at this point, do we want to wait to see what, action the Board of Commissioners takes before we discuss any further on this topic?
I think,
I would think so.
I think that will happen before we next meet. My thinking would be, you'll know that decision before the next meeting, so if there's anything else, if they decide to go forward with it and staff has anything else to provide, I don't see a reason. I don't think you'd need to wait for us to give you the green light next month. But I don't know what else you would do other than all the stuff you've prepared.
Yeah, and I think, just observing some of the discussion and thought processes that we're coming out at this meeting, I think we need to focus our direction on that, on the purpose and the why and.
Yeah, and I think too, we probably need to provide some more data. I mean, we scrambled to get this together so that we could have it in your packets, 2 weeks after the meeting, for 2 weeks before this meeting. So, I think we'd like to review all the locations that we currently have storage facilities, what we have zoned, which properties we have zoned business, which properties we have zoned industrial. If this pause is approved, that gives us the time to do more of that research than what we have done so far. But I think that's information that you will need to know in order to make an informed decision.
I think that makes sense, but for me, I really appreciate, we're at the point that there's a land use element and an intensity of use element, seeing if in fact we do have 860,000 square feet of storage in Emmet County, as stated in this letter, 14 square feet for every man, woman, and child, then it would be worth at least approximately plotting that, or plotting might be excessive. I would be just interested in what percent is in business, what percent's in industrial, what percent's in FF. I mean, to me, that would be, we don't necessarily need to see, oh yeah, I know that one, but just if we say 25% of this is in farm forest, 80% of this is in industrial, that would not add up. 20 and 80, for instance, would I think be helpful to inform the conversation. But again, I'm gonna this is just me, but I would restate, if the county board approves this, then I would fully support staff digging in after that before the next meeting.
The next Board of Commissioners meeting is January 15th.
Oh.
So that'd be tight.
But if you
We'll
don't
begin
have
it.
anything in February, it'd be back in March with more info. Is that what you meant by tight?
Well, I mean, we
You
still
can
would
provide
be working-
information that doesn't have to be in the
We
packet.
still
Sure.
could be working on
Yeah.
information.
That'd be
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Dinner is next week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's coming quick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's birthday is 16th, it's coming fast.
And I'm the 20th. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, anything that comes late for Christmas gets rolled right into birthday.
Okay.
So with the information that we did provide, was there any direction or any red flags that you see with what has been drafted?
Well, I'm talking a lot, I got some thoughts. Go ahead,
We enjoy hearing your thoughts.
Some of us.
With the exception
Yeah, you're good. No, I thought, I really appreciated this in many respects. On the matrix portion, I'm still trying to figure out why, on the option, why commercial storage building 26.30.2 gets taken out of industrial. That, if the idea is that we wanna free that up for more intense uses,
No, what it did was it took commercial warehousing out of farm forest. Commercial storage building
Sorry.
is still in industrial on the line above that. But right now, commercial warehousing is included with that. And it's listed as special land use in farm forest. So that's why those are separated out now in the proposal.
Okay, so in that option proposal, it
Pulls it all the way up at one.
It's permitted with special conditions in industrial, and then just commercial storage building without the commercial warehousing component would be a special land use in the farm forest
and then
districts.
commercial warehousing has no place in farm forest.
Correct. And that is how it is currently.
Okay,
Except that currently it shows.
they're merged.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're kind of all
currently it
merged
does
together,
show
so this, kind of
Commercial warehousing.
makes it
as
clearer.
a special land use.
All right, that's good by me. And then I thought the note and your comment about the uses in other districts where we did not draft a separate definition between facilities, I would support it staying that way. I don't think that's a hair we wanna split. But I thought the cleaned up definitions were well cleaned up. I do think it's important to distinguish that warehousing from the storage. It's definitely a different intensity of use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it should absolutely be in industrial. And then the other staff comment that I highlighted here was, like the non-active, that term of non-active commercial uses. I understand the sentiment, but I think that's gonna be a tricky thing to pin down. Otherwise, I appreciated the comparison and continue to appreciate the fact finding of other examples. I think that helps shape it. That's all I got.
On the red line part, the screening, intent screening, that's good. The number 4 on this self-storage, it says intent screening.
Oh,
Public
yes.
roads, that's good.
I assumed you wrote that.
No. I don't mean it screening. Actually, I saw some down on, the 72 going out to Empire. There we have some storage buildings. They set back probably 100, 150 feet from that 72.
I'm 72, yeah.
And they have pines that are like Mr. Ross planted that are 15, 20 footers and they're irrigated, and you don't see those storage buildings back there. All you see is an entrance in there. You can see some rooftops, but that probably was something that was thought of right here. That's, what is that township down there? County, that's,
Well, it splits. Either side's a different county. That's
But,
like a big.
they set back there.
So, question, would you be interested in us passing this information along to the townships for an initial review and suggestions?
This information like this?
Yeah.
And an informal, early.
Right.
We can do
Like we
that
typically
before the
do.
resolution is done. I think that would
Yeah, I
kinda
mean, we don't have to wait for the.
Yeah, we can walk and chew gum.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I thought that's
typically,
where you're going
that
with
is
the
typically what we would do with a,
Yeah.
you know, a proposed text amendment is seek
Yeah, speak for yourself.
township review
Yeah, I think
of a
that would be good.
draft. And we can
After,
seek public review of the draft as well at the same time. I mean, it's not public hearing, it's just, we're trying to get as much information together as we can to present to you for consideration and discussion.
I think I'd like to wait till we see what the Board of Commissioners does, because that would be a good communication to explain,
Yep.
here's the status, here's what we're undertaking, and we'd like your initial thoughts. Yeah, wait till after the meeting next week, and then.
Could also help foster better engagement or feedback when we get to the official release and review, like they're included early in the process.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And it would allow us some time to pull together some data as well
I like
Yeah, that's fair.
with our helpers.
Full storage militia.
There's 5 or 6 of us here.
Yeah. You guys are rolling deep every meeting.
You and Mario can, have a football
Yeah,
team.
yeah, they feel the full team.
8-man team.
Thank
Okay.
you very much for the
Yep.
discussion.
We have somebody on the agenda that was not here that has requested a rezoning. And I
Yes.
believe that he's intending to go to B2 because of something that has been taken out.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean, is there some liability there? I mean, he has stated that he needs a zoning
But right
change.
now, his application is for a rezoning.
Is for a rezoning, but he stated
Right,
this is
true,
what he wants to do.
true. And he would have the option to go to the Board of Commissioners and ask to, which he has to do that for, a rezoning anyway.
Right. I mean, he came to you and you said it was possible, and so he went this way, and I hate to leave him hanging with a moratorium.
We don't have an application for that use.
Right. For the special use, but
Right.
he's rezoning to get that special use, and he stated that.
Yeah. I will make sure that our legal counsel is aware of that. I made them aware of the other case, but not that one, but I can.
Discuss the status with
I mean, he's,
the applicant too.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, next, we, bylaw review, are we going to master plan, communications? Okay, jump over.
All over the place.
yeah. Did we jump over master plan?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we did. We
Yeah,
jumped over master
We
plan.
went, 2 down to 3.
Oh, it's just under.
These new dark
Master
slides
plan?
are
Okay.
hard to follow. There's logos on the
I
bottom.
don't even know
the
where it
timer,
is.
it's
Okay,
zero.
I couldn't find my materials.
I can change that.
Create your own design?
Alright, we ready? Okay.
It's 2026.
Yeah, you can do. master-
Yeah. The writing's smaller than it normally is.
What's
I like the
ECT?
background.
Yeah. Gotta turn this way.
Or,
Font
those
maybe.
are the same size, lettering.
Design.
Yeah, they're IT, not design.
Okay. Alright, well, are we ready for the master plan discussion?
Let's go
Anybody here
back.
for a meeting?
Let's go master plan.
Okay, all right, well, there's actually not, a whole lot to cover, this month on the master plan. As you know, the, second survey is live. We are, very happy to announce we have over 1,000 responses. So we're doing very well, and we have a meeting on the 14th, next month with our engagement committee, to start, really pushing even harder on our engagement efforts to try to get even more survey responses and to try to reach greater variety and a greater distance, I guess, of people in the county. We've acknowledged that we tend to reach an older age range, older population, which is great, but we also want to make sure that we are engaging the younger people. Tammy just reached out to an adjunct instructor at the college to see about being in a civics, or that's not what, a government class? Yeah, to do a presentation and hopefully engage with some college students. We had a great meeting earlier this week, kind of a precursor meeting to our engagement committee meeting where we're looking at maybe rental, apartments or rental properties or other organizations, faith-based groups, any way that we can get in and spread the message out in different ways. So we are actively working on that, but it is really encouraging to see over 1,000 responses already. So everybody who is spreading the word, please keep up the good work, and so that's a good sign. So while that is going on behind the scenes, a lot of work by Beckett and Rader and our team to do some background studies, obviously data and best practices and demographics and things like that is part of a master plan. It's not just about public input. That's a big component of it. We're really focused on that, but that work is ongoing. So what this memo in your packet for this month was about was starting to talk about drafting those chapters, reviewing and getting those ready as we develop the actual master plan. As we've stated many times, we are in the development stage here, very early on. But it's exciting what we have so far. Just this week, we got 2 draft chapters from Beckett and Rader for staff to begin reviewing. These are the chapters on background and regional context and demographic and economic characteristics. That's, this is data. These are just facts and background and information. So that was just received. Tammy and I are reviewing that, and then I'll refer you to the memo from Beckett and Rader where they talk about what this process will be like as the chapters get drafted, reviewed, presented, and ultimately put together in the final plan. So what we'd like to ask you all, it was our intent all along that when it's time to review chapters that we would engage with volunteers, I guess, from the Planning Commission who might be willing to take a chapter or two to read it for grammar, content, editing, any kind of feedback that you would offer. We are also going to make sure that we engage with subject matter experts from different areas. And it might not be an entire chapter that we ask a subject matter expert to review, but maybe portions of a section where they might have some input. And I believe, like Tammy, this is what the last master plan that was done, but in a slightly different way, where you had subcommittees established. Is that right?
That was 2015.
Oh, 2015.
It's been quite a while.
Been a while.
We
Okay.
had, committees that were formed and then would review each chapter. We're not going to that extent, but we would like to have certain, individuals like the transportation section. We would have the airport manager review the airport section, and the road commission review the transportation section as well, and reach out to different entities, probably Northern Lakes Economic Alliance for the economic chapter, and just make sure that we're covering all the bases before we present the draft to the full planning commission and seek input and feedback.
Are you looking for people to review the first 2?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Glad you asked.
Since we have them here, like I said, Tammy and I are reviewing them.
Phase 1
What
you're talking.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, phase 1 that you just got.
Yes, those couple of chapters.
Yeah, phase 1.
So, yes, thank you. On page 2, phase 1, foundation chapters, background, regional context, and demographic and economic characteristics. So, yeah, that was as planned, delivered to us this week earlier. So is there anyone who would be interested? And thank you, because we have Jennifer and Scott who have volunteered to be on the engagement committee. And if you guys would like to help with that, that's great. Or if we have other volunteers who would, commit to doing that review.
I'm
Are you-
happy to help.
Great. And would, anyone else? Scott?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Tom, Scott? Okay. And then, if you want, you can consider these other sections. Maybe some might strike you, growth and development or resources and systems, or, if the other chapters you are really interested in, anyone who would like to tell us now, or just discuss it next month, or, when the time comes. We're looking for volunteers who would like to help us out with that.
I'll do all phases except for 3. Wow. She's got it.
I can do 3.
All right.
It's not gonna do every phase. Gotta leave something for.
Fourth phase.
Fourth,
The
okay.
Help land use and development.
Okay.
Sure.
Julie, I'm looking at you.
I know.
She can feel
I know.
it, yeah.
I'm like, how much more do I have to just turn it?
4 and 5.
When will she get the hint? Aren't
was-
you a planner?
I was gonna, take, phase 3 and, can I see the whole draft?
Should we all do phase 5?
You wanna do
Yeah.
6,
I
you
think
mean?
4 and 5 are
Five,
pretty
yeah.
important chapters.
I mean, everybody's gonna get a chance to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Right.
was just thinking
This is
phase.
like-
This is the this is the preview.
Yeah,
The pre-preview?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd like,
Feels like
3
everyone
and
should get
4.
5.
I'll probably do, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm in for whatever you guys need me to get. I think I've mentioned publicly many times that I think this is an important process, so wherever you guys need me, I'm good.
You're a team player, Scott. Really appreciate it.
I'm not okay.
We'll all see it all the
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. But this is sort
So
of the
Scott,
boring
I'm
part.
putting you on phase 2 just because we didn't have more than one there,
Yeah.
so. I have, Brian, Scott, and Tom looking at phase 1, then, Brian and Scott 2. 3 would be Jenny and Julie, 4 would be Brian, Tom, and Julie, 5 would be Brian and Julie, and then, that full draft plan. What's
I
that?
want 5 too.
I think, yeah.
I think everybody's.
Everyone, oh, everyone's doing,
Everyone is,
everyone, okay,
5, yeah.
sorry about that.
And I think Scott was open to 4 as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got so many, maybe just send it to everyone.
What's the pace?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And we can
That's
just
fine.
send our comments back.
What's the
That's-
pace of release? Like, I know phase 1 was targeted for this week and they hit that date. Are there approximate targets for those other ones? Are you gonna wait for survey? I mean, there's gonna need to be more input before you get to those, I would think.
Right, and the surveys end
The
at the end
surveys-
of February, so we can, tomorrow we have our team meeting, so we can ask that question for,
Yeah.
the schedule, the estimated schedule to be
Sure.
added
Mhm.
to this.
But it wouldn't be.
It's gonna be like
always-
rolling,
Yeah.
it's not, and it might not be,
All the same.
every other month or every 6,
Yep.
it's,
Could be a big drop and a big lull or something.
yeah, so. Alright, well, that's great, I'm glad to, just see the interest and involvement and desire to, help us with the review.
Yeah.
Because it's a heavy lift, it's big, and, it's tough, you wanna try to make it as tidy as you can before it, it comes to a meeting packet, but, it's still a draft at that point, and it's tough, because you're getting input and feedback and comments from all over, and what we're trying to do is draft something really, really big, so,
And it's important.
it is.
It's pretty exciting to be at
Great.
this point.
Our engagement meeting is Thursday, right?
Yes, and the 14th in this room.
Okay. What time's again? I'm sorry.
Is it 4:30? Yes.
I can repeat this there, but I had a good conversation with the Toski superintendent.
Oh.
The other day, even suggesting him putting an endorsement on getting it out to all the schools and the families and stuff, and then was also thinking, also suggested to him that government classes, civics classes, economics classes, whatever, at the high school would be
That's great.
good.
Yeah.
And he responded back that he was gonna take it to his leadership meeting, I don't remember, it was later this week or anyways, but a positive response from him.
Let's get in those Thursday folders.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's planning the future.
Yeah.
You want.
Well, that's what like,
Yeah.
you know, when I was thinking about the government classes or economics classes or whatever, you know, the 16, 17, 18-year-olds
Yeah.
right now are gonna be the
This is gonna affect them.
young adults.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely, we wanna reach the parents of those kids, but
Right.
we also wanna reach, like you said, the, you know, the high school age,
I also sent information to contacts that I have Sharam wise.
Yeah.
I've not heard back from them yet, but at least sent them stuff. So
it's great.
we'll see if there's.
Have you guys reached out to, Thrive 45?
No. I've completely forgot about them.
I was thinking Thrive 45 and the LLT
Yes.
Alumni Network would be two
Yes.
sort of nice targeted audiences.
Totally forgot.
What's the
Yes,
adjunct?
Leadership Little Traverse is involved,
Okay,
or at least a member of their current.
right.
And distribute it to them.
What's the adjunct professor class you referenced?
I don't know which class, it's
Oh.
just Ken Winter is the professor, and I reached out to him and asked him if he'd be willing to have some one of these classes.
I would also do Scott Lador.
Yeah.
Scott Lador. Laduer. He's the full-time government poli-sci professor.
Oh, at the college?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But he's well connected in that realm.
All right, that's all we have for you on the master plan for this month, so
Great.
keep it going.
Congrats on 1,000 responses.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So, bylaws, last month we received a copy of, some proposed changes to the bylaws. We asked you to look those over and provide us with any additional changes you would like to see. I don't believe we've received any proposed additional changes, but, this could be adopted at this meeting because we received it last meeting and it's on your agenda, so.
Let me see, I had no comments on it. Anybody else?
I didn't.
Did you want to move forward with the proposed changes?
Anybody else? I'm good with it. Motion?
Is that a recommendation to the board also?
No, this would be a planning commission, it was its own bylaws.
Do you have anything, Brian, there?
No, I'm good with it.
I was good.
I don't have it in front of me. I'm not gonna make the motion.
Okay, anyone like to make that motion?
It'd just be a motion as presented at the
As
December meeting.
presented in December. I can dig for it. I'm good.
I'll make the motion. If it's as simple as, I recommend motion to approve the bylaws as presented at the December 4th meeting, December 4th, 2025, planning commission meeting.
And this wouldn't be a recommendation, this would be a
Motion to approve.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Julie? Any discussion on the motion of the bylaws, the amendment that was put in front of us? Roll call, Monica, please.
Bates,
Yes.
Gooding,
Yes.
Burzig,
Yes.
Loffbaum,
Yes.
Mearman,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Edie,
Yes.
Benjamin.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Just,
Communications.
yes, I just wanted to make you aware that, we are aware that applicants have been receiving scam emails that look like they're coming from us. Specifically our department, specifically from me, specifically now from Tom Yearman. I don't know if anyone else has or not, but, our applicants are getting, these look very legitimate. They look like they're saying, if you pay this fee of the attached invoice, which is around about $4,000 bill, then your case is going to be approved because we've administratively reviewed and recommending approval. Some of them have some details that are wrong, but some of them look pretty legitimate, and no one has, been scammed to the point that they sent in money, but, Mr. Tydek today told me that his wife was ready to send in money. So, we do have this scam alert on the county's website under the planning and zoning page. We also have it, listed in the news page of the county website. We will make applicants aware that this could happen to them. The email address is like a .usa email, it's not an Emmet County email address, but
you wouldn't know.
we have reported it to the FBI through their portal. We've reported it to the local sheriff's department, and, they basically have said that there's not a whole lot that can be done.
Can we add a footer to staff emails, like what banks say, like we'll never ask you for your information, or whatever, or do we
Well,
send
we do.
invoices? Yeah.
We do send
So-
invoices.
so we do have to.
We can do that.
Whatever version
I can
applies
have
to
that. But yeah, it is in our email, and,
Okay.
you know, our emails will always be in the .emmetcounty, or at emmetcounty.org, and we.
It's just tough because a lot of like email inbox services now don't show the URL, they just show the title.
Or the name,
And it's
yeah.
pretty, it's pretty,
Yeah, the first couple, you know,
pretty
there's a lot of
effective.
errors, like the wrong county name and maybe
Yeah.
the wrong tax ID number, or just a slightly different address. One of the more recent ones was spot on. I mean, everything looked exactly correct, and it,
well, they could take all previous communication
Yeah.
and feed it into a bot. Yeah, it's pretty.
yeah.
Well, they sent to Mrs. Tydek, and she forwarded it to me to see if I sent it. It was on Friday, so I didn't even open it to present it. I thought, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you don't wanna get hacked,
Yeah, so I talked to Tammy on Monday, and then we deleted it, but it said Tom Yerman chairperson pay, and it was some other city, Michigan.
Oh, yeah,
So
I got-
it was a little bit goofy, but if you didn't read the fine print, it looked like it was from me, Tom Yerman chairperson.
I got
You didn't
an
pay this
email
bill.
like that from you. I mean, from you. And that's happened. I've gotten a text message
Huh.
saying that
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to talk to me about an urgent matter. You just stepped out of the meeting.
Yeah.
I've got those too.
Yeah.
You
No.
didn't send me any money.
No. I said text in the mail, Tom.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just be aware.
But it is pretty, it's.
Yeah,
pretty-
it was, I thought, I'm not gonna,
Yeah, and our IT department has been really great.
Yeah.
They provided me with, you know, the information. They placed this on our website so that people would know that, but, I just wanted you all to be aware of it too. It's awful. And then annual report, it's way past due for 2024 and really early for 2025, but, I prepared the annual report for distribution tonight and then for you to look at over the next month, saving us a little bit of postage and allowing you some time to look it over. Know that, when you get to the section on expenses at the end of the document, that, there will be some additional expenses that have been incurred for 2025 that aren't in the document yet, so that'll have to be updated when we get to the end, but, thank you. Essentially, as you know, the Planning Enabling Act requires an annual report to be prepared by the Planning Commission for the Board of Commissioners, for each year. And so we prepare the document, in our office, and we often include a lot of additional things that are going on. But we directly, related back to the master plan. We took out this whole section about what staff is doing because we do provide that information to county administration on a monthly basis. And that's usually included in the county administrator's, report that is posted on the website, so you're able to see that at any time. Showing the staff, actions that we take and the activities that we're involved in on a monthly basis. Outreach and planning is a section that we added a couple of years ago. Just different things that we do in order to, be out in the public. And then the planning commission member list, meetings held, decisions that were made, and then zoning board of appeals. You'll see our numbers are down, in 2025 compared to 2024. You know too that there are cases that we have not brought to you because we're not able to approve those administratively, so, you know, some of that is a result of that, but our permit numbers are down in 2025 compared to 2024. So we prepared this for you to review for next month to consider, and then it would go on to the Board of Commissioners as the annual report.
Is it possible that all of 2025 was only 19 cases?
I mean, one case was held for 6 months on our agenda.
That's like not even 2 a month.
We didn't have, I think we only had 10 meetings.
Sure.
Canceled a couple of meetings.
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah, it's the joint meeting, which wasn't, there were no cases on that agenda.
And I guess tonight was 1.
But how many zoning evaluations did we do in
Well,
2025?
definitely more than 19.
Oh yeah, you're saying it didn't make it to fruition, but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kept redoing it, postponed, and redo it, and postponed, and yeah, it's almost more work.
Yeah, well, and at the county board meeting, the organizational meeting, they did amend the fee schedule. So when we have cases like that carry on for months and months, there will be additional fees
recoup something.
that the
Yep.
applicant will have to pay, particularly if we have to re-notify neighbors, because of, an action of the applicant, so.
Yeah.
Nice picture of that there.
Ice storm.
Black one. That was Dr. Bowman's farm. Dr. Bowman's.
Actually, on this note, I was wondering if, and I'd pay for it if I have to, but what's the likelihood of getting a new
40 years.
current zoning ordinance in the binder?
Give me your binder, we'll get you one and there's no cost.
Okay.
Yeah, there is. Pay me $2,000.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Tom send you an email.
I'll text him. From Laura and Tom.
Yeah, I just wanted
We've
to,
already approved your request.
Yes.
I just wanted to get it updated, because we've done a lot of amendments
Yeah.
since, since I joined. Guess I'll have to add my name.
What's your date with that? Impression I got mine.
It's through 2023, but we've done a lot of amending
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
since then.
They've updated mine. Okay, communications. Brett asked about, calendar for the year. Right?
What I've wanted, and I'm sure you've approached this before, but, and I know I don't work as hard as some of you, especially the firm, but can we, entertain starting a meeting at 6 instead of 7?
Tammy put you up to that?
No.
Actually, no.
I think we worked
Just getting
7:30,
old.
right?
We may have had a preview.
Yeah. It was
It might
7:30.
have been a little bit of a dig.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
Well, when he arrived at 5.
Sir, I barely make it by 7. Show some mercy.
I got a feeling you barely make it by 6.
Or 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's after 6, you might get 6:30.
I can't
We've
hurt
already
that, but,
established.
I mean, can we change that for this year?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Mhm. Not for tonight.
Too late for that.
It was 7:30. Back to
Yeah,
7.
went back to 7.
It was later?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You said 7?
Well, John can tell you about the story. I mean, it used to go.
It used to go till 2
Yeah,
o'clock in the morning.
yeah, it used to go much
Every
longer.
meeting was, 11 o'clock was
Yeah.
the early meeting.
Yeah.
you're more of a man than I am. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Mr. Chairman,
Any discussion? Go ahead, Chuck.
I noticed several times last year, some of the meetings lasted until 10:30, longer. Sometimes it's after 11 o'clock when we get home.
Yeah.
It seems to be awful late. For example, Monday night, we had a meeting here with the county commission. We had 2 meetings here. The annual claim, organizational meeting and the regular meeting. And we were done with the second meeting at 6:23. And I think it would be easier for the staff, cause they have to stay around after their regular day to wait for this meeting. I think it would be easier for them to start at 6 instead of waiting till 7. I've kinda thought for 2 years that we ought to move the meeting time up and get out of here at a more decent hour.
That being said, we have, you consider applicants too, 6 o'clock. I guess if they're on the agenda. I'm okay either way, 6 or 6:30, 7, whatever. Do we wanna try 6:30 or 6? Let's see, like 6 too early?
I'd prefer keeping it at 7.
7?
I would, family schedule wise, get the kid out of school, the back and forth to activities, try and get us
That's
some
true.
food, anything personal I gotta do, whatever,
Tell you,
7 o'clock.
I do set on the Parks and Rec at 6 and I gotta get there.
Yeah.
Kelly's not here either, but he's got
the drive.
he's probably the longest.
Right.
I appreciate Chuck's concern for us, but I'm fine. I do appreciate your concern, but actually starting at 7 allows us to maybe go get something to eat and make it here. The work day starts at 5, so anyhow, I just wanted to offer that.
Okay.
Don't worry about,
I'm good at 7.
don't worry about me.
If you start at 6 and that businessman might have that appointment at 5:30.
Well, guys
Make
like
it touch.
Jim Harris was here for 16 years, and that's partly why it was 7:30,
Yeah.
is he had stuff going. And if you shorten it up too much, you're going to be getting rid of a certain
Right.
pool of applicants
Yes.
that can't make it at 6,
No, that's good. We'll stay at 7. No, I get it. Okay. Come back next month.
I have learned how to negotiate a little bit.
You start though, negotiations. Okay, 7 o'clock. Well,
I did not put him up to it.
I think that's
I
what I'm
didn't
hearing,
discourage it, but I
so,
did not put him up to it.
unless someone wants to make a, I don't know, motion.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can offer to that, which is just, this is something I've observed just in business and life, is 7 feels late in winter, and it seems to come up quick in summer. I mean, that for me is, and I don't think it's fair to our constituents and applicants to fluctuate this time with the season, but that's been my observation. It's like 6 when it's dark out in winter doesn't feel that impossible, but 6 in summer feels pretty
So
hard.
got
I think
5 hours daylight.
I think 11:30 feels the same when you get up at 4 in the morning, no matter what time of year.
I'm with you.
We did
Yeah,
have
you're
a
better than
commissioner,
I can if I'm here.
We did have a commissioner, planning commissioner, John would remember this, and probably you would too, Tom, who would set the end time at the beginning of the meeting if we had a long agenda. And you'd be surprised how quickly you get through cases when you have, you know that you're up against. But we wouldn't start any new cases after that time, if they were on the agenda, and they would just be postponed. The other cases.
It's in the bylaws, right? No new cases after
After
7.
10.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think.
That is in the bylaws.
Well,
There you go. That's something.
there's something there.
Yeah. You trim it on the back end.
Right, you can start using that timer in front of you on your
Yeah.
fellow commissioners.
Yeah.
no names mentioned.
Right.
Okay, now you wanna bring it up in a commissioner comment?
No, I'm good.
That's where we're at.
Okay. Well, under Commissioner Do we get paid more if we're, staying late?
You're not staying until 10 o'clock.
No, yes,
That is, somebody told me that, I've never seen it broken down, but apparently.
Yeah.
That's more than
John
3
knows
hours,
everything.
you all get paid more.
Yep.
That comes out of the county budget. Now, I'm a county commissioner.
Right.
What do you think, Chuck?
Now you're gonna wanna shorten those meetings right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Alright, let's go save the county $20.
Okay. Anybody got anything on Commissioner comments?
I'm good.
Okay, thanks everyone, we'll stand adjourned.
Anybody have any